right, everybody, welcome back to episode 3. This is Dan and Dave with FFP from the 50.
Can it be Dave and Dan?
Could be Dave and Dan.
Dan and Dave?
Dan and Dave.
Or guy in the blue shirt walking behind. Never know. Right there. And he is... There he is. There he is. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And he blew up in the Cubs as they win the World Series.
All right, we are doing week 1 analysis. We've already covered quarterbacks and wide receivers. Make sure you go out and take a look at those videos. This video, we're going to do running backs. We're going to use the same format. The top 5 that surprised us in the best way and overachieved, overperformed based upon draft status. We're going to do the hypometer for those fellas, and then we're going to move to the 5 running backs that disappointed us based upon where they are drafted. And we're going to do the panic-o-meter.
The panic-o-meter.
On those fellas.
1 through 5 on the panic.
All right, so let's get started on the running backs that have...
I'm really curious to get to number 1 here with the little...
there's a lot to unpack there. All right, so number 5 is J.K. Dobbins. He plays for Denver now.
All right.
And the question was it going to be J.K. Dobbins as the lead back? Was it going to be R.J. Harvey? R.J. Harvey was drafted 5th, 6th round. J.K. Dobbins oftentimes was not drafted until rounds 9, 10, or after. Mm-hmm. So Denver goes and plays against Tennessee. J.K. Dobbins puts up 13.8 points. That was good enough for RB number 13. So not an RB1 in either a 12 or 10 person, but a solid RB2 in either format. Solid flex play if you have a league that only starts 1.
Especially with a split backfield, pretty much.
Yep. So, and again, to remind you guys, this is only half-point PPR format. So
if it was full point, you'd be looking at numbers in the 28s and 30s.
Yeah, it'd be
with your quarterbacks in the 40s.
A whole lot different, that's for sure. All right, so J.K. Dobbins, 13.8 points. Is this legit? Like, where's your hype at with him?
I'm pretty much not hyped. I'm about a 2 with him at this moment. So because I'm anxious. You're playing Tennessee, and quite honestly, I would have thought you'd be able to run over Tennessee quite a bit. So with their defense, so to me, I don't know if that whole offense ran into a problem altogether.
Yeah, they
just didn't look fluid, I guess.
Didn't pass the eye test.
Yeah. So on the other side of the ball, just throw this out there. Cam Ward looked pretty impressive. So
here's the thing, though. We talked about Bo Nix a little bit in the quarterback video.
Yeah.
If Bo Nix does start to struggle, does that actually mean better things for J.K.? Does that mean Sean Payton's going to run the ball more to try to protect Nix?
Well, see, here's what happens. They're going to try to run the ball in that case, but then the other team or defense is going to pick that up and start loading the box with 8 or 9, making Nix have to make throws. So it could backfire too, and Nix could start getting on fire by having one-on-one, having to make quicker decisions.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
I can see that.
It's a catch-22. I mean, it's either way. So, I don't think the hype is there yet. Like I said, you need to see how this offense pans out in the next 2 weeks. You'll see who'd get the ball more.
So I'm going to give it a 3 on the hypometer because we're only hyping him as an RB2. So it's not like we're hyping him as an RB1.
Okay. We're hyping him as RB2. Yes, I'll go with you on that.
Yeah, because what we're trying to figure out is like, is this a legitimate? Is it a?
And I was looking at it as an RB1. Like so.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, hype would probably be no more than it couldn't be more than a 1 because there's just you still have R.J. Harvey.
Yeah.
You have Bo Nix that's going to run the ball.
Right.
You've got an elite defense where you're not going to have to score, 30 points a week to win.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have Denver. Denver's going to win these 10-7 games. Like, it's what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Bill Merritt, otherwise known as Ja'Cory Husky Merritt. Now, I will say that the hype on him really picked up steam during camp. He flashed like
he looked good in camp. He looked good in week 1. But you're playing the Giants.
This is true, but he was good enough that they let Brian Robinson, their RB1, go.
Yeah.
They traded him away.
So they have a lot of hype on him. So I'm not sold. I'm going to put him right in the middle, 2.5. Just I need to see more. Okay. And like I said, it's a 2. Like I said, give me week 3. Week 3 when we do this, I'll have a great idea on what we got going on.
So, yeah, I mean, he scores 14.2 points, good enough for RB12 on the week. Again, in a 10-person league, that's not an RB1. In a 12-person, it is. Mm-hmm. Do I think he's an RB1? No, I don't.
No.
I don't. And
RB2, maybe flex.
But I mean, so I'm still going to give him a 3 to 3.5 because most of these leagues you do start 2 running backs, and you can start 3. I'm going to give him some more hype. The reason that I can't hype it anymore, though, is they just didn't target him in the passing game. All right, next one up, Breece Hall for the Jets. So you wind the clock back to last year. He was a first-round pick. Yeah. Getting goosebumps. Getting goosebumps just
If
thinking
you
about
have
this.
Breece Hall, you are in a fantastic position.
And if you came out to this channel and you watched this prior to the season starting, we called it. We talked about how when Justin Fields is out there, the running backs average over 5 yards per carry. Because the defenses have to be aware of the RPO. They got to be aware of the option. So Breece goes against one of the best defenses in the NFL. And he puts up 15.5 points. Good enough for RB9. Dave, this is legit. Like I'm a 5 on him, but
I'd give him. He's over a 5. Like I mean, he's the real deal, man. Real deal Holyfield right there.
I tried to snag him in as many leagues as I could get him, and he's the deal. All right, so let's talk about Javonte Williams here. So puts up 19.4 points on Thursday Night Football. Good enough for RB3 overall right now. Did it against Philadelphia. I know Jalen Carter wasn't in the middle. But, I mean, the way that he ran...
He looked good.
He did look good. That looks like the Javonte Williams prior to when he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
If you remember back when he came into the league, when he played for Denver in his first year and a half, a lot of hype. He looked so good. He looked explosive. He looked crisp. Everybody was really high on him. And then he gets hurt. And we know it takes these guys some time to recover. That it makes me wonder if Denver gave up on him too soon.
Maybe, but at the same time, they got a new coach and everything else.
New scheme, new coach, fresh scenery.
Yeah, so... But and sometimes that works out. And I mean, my hype right now is about a 3 on him. I just really need to see what Dallas is going to do.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, if they're gonna be slinging it around all the game long trying to play catch up, he might not get a lot, but he also catches the ball well.
Dave, there's leagues out here that I'm in that he wasn't drafted, and I've got waiver claims on him.
Oh, nice.
I mean, and he should have been drafted in every league, and the only reason I didn't is because, I mean, you saw the leagues. I already had 6, 7 running backs by that point.
Oh, yeah.
But he was going around 10, 11, 12. Sometimes not getting drafted. I mean, I wouldn't want to count on him having to get 2 touchdowns, because if you take those 2 tutties out, it's only 7 points, 7.4 points. But they used him at the goal line, Dave.
Right.
That means those tutties are probably going to continue.
Yes.
So, I mean, if they're going to give him the ball...
He's the Nick Chuba this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. Like, if they're going to keep feeding him the ball, look at what James Cook did for Buffalo last year.
Just gave him the ball and go. Touch.
I mean, do I think that he's going to be an RB1? I think that's a stretch.
It's a stretch right now. I mean, but we'll see about week 6 on that.
Yeah.
They could really find their groove offensive-wise, and Dallas could be averaging 40 points a game and coming from the running back. So... You never know. I mean, depending if they double CD Lamb and Kenny Pickett can keep his head in the game.
Well, and Miles Sanders goes out there, rips off a great run, looks fantastic, and then fumbles the ball away 5 plays later? Come on.
Yeah, and Miles Sanders, that's a name for you.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the number one guy on the hype train right now. And there is smoke and flames flying on this fella.
Yeah, he's in fuego.
He is. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to be honest, I've given him a 5, and we're talking about Travis Etienne.
He's in fuego. Like, I don't know if you remember that game, but he's in fuego. NBA Jams.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Mr. Etienne. So, again, another guy, very much like Javonte, comes in, sets the world on fire as a rookie. We've got a lot going on, and then just doesn't perform well. Last year, it was kind of Tank Bigsby cut a big role out of that backfield. You know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. That was just bad coaching.
Yeah.
That was bad coaching and a bad offensive scheme. They get a new head coach, the guy that ran Tampa's offense last year and made them a top 5 offense in the league, comes in, installs his offense. Etienne goes out for over 140 yards on the ground. And yes, I know it was week 1. I know it was against Carolina. But
it doesn't matter. The confidence that you install in that team and in that offense by having him perform like that is ridiculous.
140 yards on the ground. They used him in the passing game. Yeah. Oh, by the way, he did so good that they traded Tank Bigsby to Philadelphia. That's
Yes.
how good he did. And for him to do that well, and everybody's, I listen on fantasy radio. Oh, that's not his hype. That's Tootin's hype. That's just how good Tootin and Allen is. No.
No.
They felt like they could afford to trade Bigsby away because of ETN. He's back.
Yeah.
He's back, and he probably will produce RB1 numbers
Oh,
this
yes.
year. He probably will, because I still don't trust Trevor Lawrence, and if that offense is going to go anywhere, it's going to have to be through ETN.
You can almost see Trevor Lawrence getting benched halfway through this season.
Well, and look at what their head coach did last year with Tank Bigsby,
Yeah.
or not with Tank. I'm sorry, with Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
So for me, the hype is real.
And you're like, who's Bucky Irving? Well, exactly. That's how you know who he is now. Cause
Yeah, we didn't know who he was last year.
No.
All right, a couple other guys that are honorable mentions. I'm going to tell you that for me, the hype is not very high in either one of these guys, but they performed well. So Dylan Sampson turned in RB16 numbers. That's good enough as an RB2 in basically every format, 10 or 12 person.
Yeah. Still not as bad as Metcalf, though.
Yeah, not as bad as Metcalf, but at the same time, I can't get any higher hype on him. He's definitely the starter over Jerome Ford. We saw that, but Quinshon Judkins ended up signing. He's got his contract. Going to take him a few weeks. So if you want to do like an early hype on him, like we did Terry McLaurin with the Panicometer,
it's just going to be a time to get.
We'll see what happens when Judkins comes in.
Yeah.
And then the other one, Jalen Warren, popped out RB number 17 numbers. He's Pittsburgh's number one, but man, Kenneth Gainwell took a lot more work. Caleb Johnson wasn't a factor at all.
No, not at all. And it's a give and take. It's one of those, like, if you have to play them, you play them. I mean, it's one of those.
Yep.
So not a big hype there. So
Not at all. All right, Dave, let's talk about the running backs that surprised in a negative way, and let's talk about the Panicometer, because these were guys that were drafted. Not all these guys were drafted early. Some of these were. Some of these were just mid-round picks, but the outcome is just flat out ugly for some of these guys. So let's start with Isaiah Pacheco for Kansas City.
I'm gonna say I'm not surprised.
I'm not either.
I mean,
3.8 points, RB 43.
not surprised. Not surprised at all, especially with Kansas City. Not surprised. Like, he's a hit and miss. So, literally.
Yeah.
Always been.
Yeah, and I have 0 shares of Pacheco. I know that there's other people out there that are high on him, and I'll let them take that risk. I'm not up for doing that.
No, there's no point in having him.
Yep. Next one up, and this is one where if you follow this channel, you already know my feelings on this guy, Kenneth Walker. Mm-hmm. So Seattle goes against San Francisco. Kenneth dumps a 3.9er for RB 42. I've said all along, I wanted nothing to do with him, but I was targeting Zach Charbonnet in every single league I could get him. Charbonnet actually had a decent game. But Kenneth Walker was the one that was drafted first out of those two.
Because he's been there, and he's a big boy, and supposedly has all that, but he's been hurt every year.
And if he's doing this bad when he's not hurt,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's got anything there. All right, I feel bad. We're going to pick on a rookie here, but this guy was consistently being drafted in rounds 5, and then, the flurry of activity, rounds 3, Dave, I saw him get taken in round 3.
I know. And the hype's there for him.
We're talking about Omarion Hampton.
Yeah.
By the way.
Sorry. Yes, Omarion Hampton. The hype's there for him. He's just on a really good team, and I think he's going to more benefit from watching and taking fewer reps this year and saving his body, because this is a long season. Like 17 weeks is long to get ground pounded. It's long.
Yeah,
it's long. So my thing is, I'm not too surprised of his numbers because he is a rookie and it is week 1, and Harbaugh's a smart guy. So I'm not overly concerned with the negative.
Panicometer,
It's
about
not
1 or 2?
about a 1, maybe
About a 1.
1.5. I'm just not too concerned yet because he's going to get reps, and it just might be week 3, week 4, week 5 before you start seeing him.
Yeah, he put up 7.1 points, good enough for RB 33. He was drafted in the 3rd round. People were drafting him as a top 15 RB.
Yeah, and see, he would have been a guy drafting in the 5th or 6th round as potential for the later part of the season, is what I would be looking at.
And that's why I had so many issues with people. I have hardly any shares of this guy because I wasn't willing to spend the draft capital to get an unknown commodity. We talked about that in the preseason.
Right. Not a big fan of playing these rookies.
I'm going to say that the Panicometer for me on him is probably a 3.
You think?
I do, simply because While I never thought he should have been drafted where he was drafted as early as he
Well,
was
if you're
drafted.
going about where he's drafted in the panning meter,
That's what I'm talking about.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you're worried about where he's drafted in the panning, yes.
Because people were taking him in round 3. We said, again, you go back to the videos that we filmed before the season, those are so critical. We said you don't win your drafts in the first 3 rounds, but you
Right.
can lose them there. And, I could not get over the fact that this guy was being taken in the 3rd round.
Right. Everybody just believe in the hype, but I mean the hype is there. It's not going to be this year for him. I don't think so.
Yeah, and maybe he'll come on strong at the end of the year. I'm sure he'll have good games even at the beginning of the year.
Right.
But this kind of shows you that there is a floor that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You
don't want to go too early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If this is his floor, okay, but I mean, you don't expect the floor for somebody taken in the first 3 rounds
Yeah.
to be this low.
Right.
So that in itself is a concern.
Mm-hmm.
So next guy up, Tony Pollard. He was not an early round draft pick, middle rounds.
Yeah, he's kind of fits the mold where he's at. This is Tony Pollard year after year. He's going to produce your 7.4 points, 8, 9 points a game, and he's going to go off on 2 or 3 games where he's going to end up with 20, 25.
Yeah.
That's Tony Pollard in a nutshell.
So
I mean, you could really do negative surprise, but I kind of think it's really kind of a norm for him.
Well, and here's the thing, so Pollard was taken rounds 5, 6, roughly,
Right.
right around that.
Which I think that's not a bad spot for him, but
it's not.
But I mean,
he turned out an RB 31 overall performance for a guy that's taken rounds 4 to 5. You can't have that.
True.
But
Yeah.
my panicometer on him is only a 1.
Yeah.
Because they play Denver.
yeah,
Because Cam Ward was in his first start against an elite defense. I feel like if you have Tony Pollard, instead of looking at the points that he scored by the end of the game and being discouraged by that, you have to look at how many touches he got and be encouraged that he scored as much as he did, got the ball as often as he did against an elite defense. So don't look at the point production. Look at the overall picture. This is week 1. Look at the big
and
picture.
that means Cam Ward is looking for him to get the ball. Then the offense is set up to give him the ball. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's not a big panic meter for him. Yeah, it's a low number for week 1, but again, it's week 1, and like Dan said, there was an elite defense. So I mean, there's not much you're going to be able to do there.
It just stinks for him that his first matchup was again. You can't. Let's put it this way: if Pollard had scored 15 points week 1, 15 points week 2, 17 points week 3, and then put up 7.4 points week 4 against Denver, we wouldn't bat an eye.
No.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, he only put up 7.4 points, but he did against Denver. That's okay.
Yeah, because they're going to have games where Tennessee's going to come out. They're going to end up beating people by 20 points. You watch. They're going to play a couple teams that they're just going to roll over. So.
Yeah. So I'm not concerned. Okay, here's one that does concern me a little bit.
It's a 4 on the concernometer.
Jahmyr Gibbs
But
drafted
that follows the whole offense, though.
Yeah.
It's that whole team. Like, you're going to have to literally give this guy 3rd week, 4th week to find out if they actually have an offense.
And this stinks because he was drafted as like the RB3.
Yeah.
You know, you had Bijan and Saquon that typically went before him, and then he was right there, first rounder, so RB3, puts up 10 points, Dave, RB25.
It's a scary draft in your fantasy if you're taking him first, but you don't know that predictable. You're still basing off of last year's information, which if you follow our stuff, it's last year. You need to basically understand that you have new offensive schemes and new offensive coordinators. That all affects everything.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, Jerry Jones, FU, trades Micah Parsons to Green Bay, and now you have Micah Parsons running around Jared Goff in Green Bay for week 1. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that, but my thing is you got to kind of ride the tide. 3 or 4, you're going to find out if Jahmyr Gibbs is a good pick for you in the 1st or 2nd round, or it's going to be a complete bust.
But Dave, the reason that this is even more concerning now is because, again, you took him in the 1st round as an RB3, and now you're telling me I'm going to have to wait 3 to 4 weeks to see if that's going to work out. Those should be no-brainer, slam dunk layups in the 1st round.
And see, that's the point. That's what you do in your 1st round, like we said.
You don't take those risks. You don't win your leagues in the first 3. You lose them. The other reason that I have just tremendous concern for Gibbs, what made him so good the last couple of years was Ben Johnson getting him out in space and allowing him to be explosive. If that offensive coordinator cannot develop plays to get him into space and let him be Jahmyr Gibbs, that's going to be a problem.
And if you want to watch, if you watched any of that Bears game, you can see he did the exact same thing with Swift. So Swift was out in open field. Swift was coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, and if the new OC can't do that, especially with that offensive line in Detroit taking some hits, free agency, retirement, things like that, I think there's some legitimate concern.
Yeah, and if they're going to be playing from behind too, they're going to be slinging it. They're not going to be throwing it to him.
We shouldn't even having to be questioning the RB3 overall in the draft.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't, but
here
you're going to with this one. But I think we addressed that in a couple of our other videos.
We talked about it. We said it wasn't as easy as it was in the past.
No.
We can't just say that because he did it before. He's going to do it again.
So if you watch these videos and you want to win your league, understand what you're getting when you're going to a new team. Like the NFL is constant change. So I mean it's constant.
Yeah.
I mean you're seeing trades now after week 1 that you've never seen in the past. So I mean it's an evolution.
Yep. All right. Some dishonorable mentions here. Jonathan Taylor wound up as RB22. Panicometer on him.
I'm not too panicked on him. I just think it happened to be a good game for Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
It just game script. It was set. Taylor's going to get his touches. Mm-hmm. He's going to get them. He's going to run over some people because guaranteed Danny Dimes will end up with something hurt or something of that nature, and they're going to want to change it up or do something.
Yep. All right, Chase Brown, RB number 21, actually did better than Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Dave loves Cincinnati.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Stinks.
My panicometer is non-existent. That was just a rough game, but Cincinnati always comes out slow.
You keep saying this. Like, it kept coming out slow.
Yep.
I think they all got paid, and they're all going to go on a freaking boat cruise.
All right, Bucky Irving. Well, Chase Brown didn't get paid. He's still on his rookie contract. He's still hungry.
No, yeah.
But Bucky Irving,
he can't get the ball if they're not going to block.
No.
Or, can't get any yards if they're not going to block.
Well, unless they have to start dumping it down to him because the wide receivers aren't getting open, in which case I'll take those points too. Mm-hmm. Bucky Irving, RB number 19. I think there's some legitimate concern there because the OC from last year that made him so good is gone.
Oh, yeah. And again, different changes, different offense. Not sure what your role is.
Oh, man. I'll just say that Tampa's offensive line did not look good.
No, it looked very rough.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Baker. I'm a fan of Baker's. I like Baker's moxie.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so any other running backs that surprised you in a good way or bad way?
No, I think I'm okay. I think those are pretty good. I mean, Chase Brown, I think. But
anybody Cincinnati, you think that? Let's just be honest.
They stink.
All right. Make sure you go down to the comment section. Let us know which running back surprised you in a good way or a bad way. Where is your hypometer on these players or your panicometer, depending upon if they surprised you?
Send questions, send answers. Yeah. If you like Cincinnati, I'd love to hear from you. Why? Because to me, it looks like a pile of dumpster fire garbage. So rolling down to the sewer, getting ready to flow down to the ocean, just swim away.
All right, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Come back for part 4 where we break down the tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Till next time, see ya.
See you later.